Welcome everyone to the CrossFit Madera Podcast. I am Marco Rosas, Coach Marco here at CrossFit Madera. I am joined here by Chloe. She is our front desk receptionist, and we are doing a video version along with audio version.
Yes.
Introduce yourself, Chloe.
Okay, I'm Chloe. If you guys seen me, I'm at the front desk. I check every one of the evening classes in. So I'm here to feature myself, and you guys can get to know us while we have a conversation.
Happy to have you here. We put up a little Q&A on Instagram, and a few people did answer it. I have a screenshot of it, so I was thinking we could go through these questions, and then we're actually having like really interesting conversation about.
Just let it flow.
Yeah, we'll just let it flow. We'll let it flow, and we'll see where it goes. So, first question, it says, do Chloe and Marco like conspiracy theories? I know where I stand. Where do you stand on conspiracy theories?
I love them. I watch about like 3 YouTube videos on conspiracy theories a day.
Yeah? Like which ones?
Like the Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a conspiracy theory, is it?
I've heard there's different like versions of it.
Let me see. That's the benefit of having a laptop here. I can Google everything.
Google everything.
Mandela
I don't know.
effect.
I like a lot of like crime conspiracy theories. Like someone will pick a case and discuss it, and then like make up conspiracy theories about that, I guess.
Here, I love doing this.
The bottom line, the Mandela effect is an unusual phenomenon where
it's a phenomenon. Okay.
or something differently than how it occurred. Conspiracy theorists believe this is proof of an alternate universe.
So yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Not the Mandela effect specifically, but like the
alternative
belief of,
universes.
Yes. Because some of it's crazy. I don't know if you've seen videos on it, but I specifically remember certain versions of things, and it blows my mind that it's not actually like that.
Yeah.
But like the fact that so many people see that, like remember those things or see them a certain way, like how does that make sense? How do all these people, obviously it can't be, like why would we just make that all up in our heads?
I don't think it's all made up. I honestly believe that we're in the Matrix.
True.
You know, I read this statistic or something on like an Instagram post, so it's probably not true, but they said that it's more likely that we are in the Matrix than us living in real life. Like the universe just being created by the Big Bang is less likely than us being in a simulation.
It's just crazy. Like
yeah, it's crazy. So we are into conspiracy theories. I'd love to hear them.
Yeah, send us your favorite conspiracy theory.
Yeah, send us your favorite conspiracy theories and we'll talk about them. Next question is like pretty. They're both like the exact same thing.
Oh, okay, basic.
You want to read them?
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do your question first.
Yeah.
What's Coach Marco's diet plan?
Breakfast burritos all day.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is, does Coach Marco have superpowers?
No.
If you were to have a superpower, what would you want?
That'd be cool. Probably super speed like the Flash.
Oh, that's a good one. I'd have to say like teleportation, so I can just go anywhere I want.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Where would you go?
I don't know. Europe. Anywhere in Europe.
Anywhere?
Anywhere. Paris, Germany, anywhere.
I've never been to Europe. My girlfriend's family is from Spain, and I guess they have a property over there or something like that. And one of my best friends went to Spain too, so I would love to go to Spain, just because it's easy. I already speak the language.
Yeah, I have a cousin in Italy actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've never been to Italy, but my aunt has, her and her husband, and they stay with them, and it's kind of funny. She just tells us like how different it is over there, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I hear in Japan they love American tourists. Like they just want to speak English to you.
What are
Japan.
Paris people though?
Oh yeah, Paris.
What would they be called? Parisians? No, that's wrong.
French.
Oh yeah. Cut that out. Edit. Yeah, they literally hate Americans. But I saw something that said if you say you're from Canada, they automatically like you more.
Oh okay.
So that's crazy. And then this question by the same person says, how does Coach Marcos stay fit during the pandemic?
So I actually gained a ton of weight
I did too.
Last year. I used to weigh, the last time I weighed myself pre-pandemic, I was about like maybe 160. And now I walk around like 175, or not 175. I didn't gain that much weight, but I walk around like 170. But it's all just about like gaining it in the right areas, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got really lucky because when I started training here, I was super psycho obsessed with CrossFit. So I would literally work out twice a day, 2-hour sessions. So I was working out for like 4 hours. So it's hard to lose that base. When you work out for that long, you could take like years off. And also I'm super young. Like I'm 25. So nothing's going to slow me down immediately besides like a huge accident. Knock on wood.
Yeah, don't. I experienced that like twice, and it was the worst thing.
What were your accidents?
Freshman year of high school. So I was a 3-sport athlete in high school. So I played soccer, track, volleyball. And then outside of that, I would have like club and travel teams. So I would be playing 2 sports at a time during like a sports season. Yeah. So it happened my freshman year. We were scrimmaging the varsity team. I was on JV. Scrimmaging the varsity team. And this girl on defense, like, she juked me out, and I sprinted this way, but my knee stayed in that place. Oh. So I ended up tearing my ACL and my meniscus, both of them. But I didn't know it at the time. I ended up having like a volleyball banquet, awards, dinner after that. So I try to go to that because like, I can't miss that. And I get there and I break down crying because I'm in so much pain. So we head to the ER. That was a disaster. They x-rayed the wrong part of my body. I had to wait like 2 hours for them to get me a pair of crutches because she's like, you can't walk. And I just had a bunch of misdiagnoses. So it took me like 2 months to finally get accurately diagnosed. So you were just walking around with a torn ACL. Yes, and continuing to play on it. Continuing, like, it would just pop out of place randomly, and it was just the worst thing. Yeah. So then I finally got a surgery, and I was out for 9 months with that. So then I missed my volleyball season. So I had to come on the team late, which is really hard because I had to wear this huge brace. So that sucked. Actually, one of our members, Coach Wayman Stairs, was actually my coach at that time. Yeah, so that was cool. But after that, I kind of built my strength through just working out. And I also didn't really take it seriously because it was just a really painful like injury. And I just I was so upset over it that I didn't really push myself to get better. I just wanted to be back to my normal self, and I would get frustrated with myself when that wasn't the case. And then that was the year I started doing track more. Like, I went from just running to doing sprints. And that helped a lot with my knee. And then unfortunately, my junior year playing volleyball, it happened again on my travel team. Luckily, I recognized the feeling, and I was like, okay, I need to get this checked out right away. And thankfully, it was only my meniscus this time, both of them, but it was fine. Same knee, so it was just that knee had some problems. So I got that surgery over with. And this time around, I just felt so much better because I actually pushed myself in physical therapy. That ended up being like the strongest I had been. Like, my therapist would tell me every day, she was like, your injured knee feels stronger than your normal one. Like, that's crazy. Keep up the good work. And I ended up being able to be out of there like 6 months. And then I ended up being able to play on varsity that year. And I actually ended up on varsity that year. So I went from JV to varsity. Damn. And my coach was like, you've improved so much. Like, what have you done? And I was literally like, physical therapy. Like, that's all. And he just said that I improved so much. So that was helpful. And I think just the fact mentally taking it more serious, that was able to strengthen it. Yeah. And I got over that, like, oh, it's not just going to happen in a day. Like, I need to actually push myself. And it was crazy because they were having me doing some like Olympic training stuff, and it was fun. But I was like, some days I would be like, oh, I'm dead. Yeah, it's fun. Is that kind of what made you want to be a physical therapist? Because I know that that's what you're going to school for. So right now I'm going to school for that. Before I even had that experience, I literally had no passion on what I wanted to do with my life. Yeah. Like, little freshman me was like, if I can, I want to be retired, you know. Like,
at what age? 18?
Yeah, 18, I want to be retired.
Yeah.
Never have to work again in my life.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would. It'd be amazing. But going through that experience, I didn't even know what it was as a career. I had heard of it before, but I was like, it's for old people who throw out their backs, like, you know?
Yeah.
And then I actually had the experience to work with my own physical therapist, experience other patients there. And it was crazy to me that someone could come not being able to walk. Like, when I first started, I wasn't able to walk. I was on crutches, you know, for forever. And in the time span of 6 months or 9 months, the full 9 months, I was able to start running again, doing all these things that were so painful when I began. And it's just crazy to me because most people don't get that chance. You know, they may not go through physical therapy, but they're struggling with an injury that they don't necessarily like qualify for treatment. They don't even know. And it's like, because I don't know if many people know this, but you don't need to have a surgery or a diagnosed illness or disease or injury to go to physical therapy. If you're struggling with something and you feel like you do need physical therapy to help it.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
you can actually go see a physical therapist and they'll kind of walk you through like what it is, how it can help you. But what I loved about it was it combined like two things that I experienced. So obviously exercise and then injury. So I just thought it was amazing that I did not know that, you know, you would think the opposite when you injure yourself. The doctors always say, you know, rest, take rest. You wouldn't think that doing exercise would make that injury even better, not worse. Normally people tell you, you know, you need to sit on the sideline for a little bit, take a rest. But that was the opposite of what physical therapy was. So I think that's why I loved it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this my job.
That's super cool, dude. I didn't know that about you. That's awesome.
It was like eye-opening to me because before that I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna say a doctor like everyone else.
I worked at a gym before. Well, actually, it was while I was working here. I worked at another gym. It's called Move Up Health and Fitness, and we worked with a lot of like Parkinson's patients. And so a lot of that, I think what I learned there taught me to like be gentle with people here. Because I worked with a dude who was like 87 or something. And this dude, when I tell you he could not stand up straight, he could not stand up straight. Like he was here. Yeah. He's all hunched over. And I remember him too. His name was Sydney. He was a super cool dude. He liked baseball. But I remember the feeling that I had teaching him how to box, because I guess for Parkinson's, there's this program called Rock City Boxing that teaches Parkinson's patients boxing to help them get moving again. And it's really good because it forces them to think. And a lot of the time, like with Parkinson's, one of the biggest problems is that it stops your cognitive functions.
Yeah, for sure.
Or it, I shouldn't say that. It hinders your cognition.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a better way to say it. But I completely agree that like fitness kind of goes like underrated when it comes to stuff like that, because the woman that I worked for, her boyfriend was a doctor, and they were always arguing. Like, we didn't see it because they didn't bring it into the workplace, but they would tell us about it. Like, because when we would go on like company lunches or whatever, like, oh yeah, we always argue at home because he thinks that, you know, people should just rest and take meds, and I want people to be active. And it's like, yeah, those two worlds really don't always
mix together.
Yeah.
There's times where, you know, a doctor's going to be like, hey, you need physical therapy, you need to work out. And there's other times doctors want to take, I wouldn't say the easy route because I'm obviously not a doctor. I don't know what's the easy route. But it's like, from that perspective, it seems like the medicine, we tend to just hand those out. But then there's also the other side of it where you see patients get opioid addiction because that's all they rely on. So I feel like exercise and working out is more like the holistic form of getting better in treatment. So that's why I also like it, because also people don't realize that working out is not just, oh, I want to lose weight. Like, oh, I want to improve my strength. It can do everything. Like, it just teaches people to get better again and to improve themselves. And
100%. Like I joined this gym due to an injury. Like I don't know if you listened to the Spotify podcast that I did with Danny and Jacoby.
I haven't listened to that yet.
Well, yeah, we just put it up today, but I joined here because I was in a car accident, and I just like I fell into a deep depression after that. So I just wanted to do something like new, and like long story short, I found this place and started training with Garrett, who only does soccer now, but a long time ago he used to be the CrossFit coach. He used to do the programming here. He coached like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and 9 a.m. too. So shout out to Garrett Perez. We love you. Glad you're here coaching kids soccer now and personal training. But yeah, he's the one that got me to stay because I definitely needed, like you said, a more holistic approach to recovering, because I had already like done drugs. I think everybody does drugs in high school. I had done like weed and drank, and I was like, that's not really making me feel any happier. So I think I'll try exercise instead.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what's so great about exercise too, is you can put like your energy into it. Like you can put your negative energy into it. You can be angry at the world, angry at your situation, and simply do a workout, but it's like giving you positive energy back.
Yeah.
Like you're not putting that negative energy into something that's gonna hurt you or hinder you.
Or hurt anybody else.
Yeah. Like you can't really, it's just doing something good with like that anger, like frustrations people have. That's what I do. Like sometimes when I'm frustrated, I'm like, okay, I need to get out of the house right now. I'm going to go on a run. I'm going to go in my backyard and do a little like 10-minute workout.
Yeah.
It just helps me.
No, same here. And I think, like you said, people are so quick to like say that it's all just what's the word? Like about how you look. Like
yeah, a lot of people have this weird perspective or view on like exercising and working out, is that it's like body centered and like the way it looks, outside appearance, like, oh my god, like look at her muscles, look at this, look at that, when it's really about the way that person feels. Like that's why it's also important not to look at the numbers on a scale, because the way those numbers look is not the way it's gonna generally like portray on a person.
Everybody carries weight 100% differently. Like I said, I weigh like Joey, dude, Joey Salazar, who's our programmer here and technically our head coach, he is technically considered overweight, and he's cutting. Yeah,
he mentioned that.
He's cutting weight to join.
If you look at him, he does not look any bit overweight at all. He
not
looks
at all.
in great shape, but by like society standards or medical standards, most people are categorized as overweight, and it's just like, that's not always the case, because they feel good, they're healthy.
Exactly.
They just may have a little bit more muscle mass or different bone structure. Doesn't matter. It's just the way that person is. Yeah,
I've been training Army recruits on Thursdays, and I try to put them through like the workouts that like Angie will do or Josh will do, and dude, they're like dying with the warm up. And the thing is, if you just look at them, they're skinnier than Angie and Josh, but Angie and Josh have so much better conditioning. Like they are way better athletes than those kids, and they're young and they have energy. So you're like, why? Like something's not adding up. Well, it's because it's not that black and white. Fitness isn't that black and white, and it's not superficial. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Yeah, it's not all superficial. Like everybody wants to look better, but there's other benefits that come with it.
Yeah, for me, I think it's more of the mental benefits, because for a while exercising was such like a negative image, because I had been trained, to exercise to get a spot on the court or get playing time. And then over quarantine, I developed this really like negative view of like working out or exercising as like, I want to be skinny. I want to look like these other girls. Like social media definitely played into that, especially like as a young person and a girl. Social media definitely plays into that, because we don't we don't know behind the scenes what they're doing. A lot of people, especially nowadays on like TikTok and Instagram, portray like their lifestyle. Like these people profit off posting like workouts they do when in reality, most of the way they look could be based off genetics. We don't know if they've had work done. We don't know their diet. It's just a lot of like fake portrayal of what working out is and fitness is. And I think that was hard for me to overcome because it was a big like mental thing. Like, okay, why am I working out? I didn't start enjoying working out until I got over the fact like I'm not doing this to look skinny. I'm not doing this to look a certain way. I'm doing this so I feel healthier. Like I want to be able to do things and feel healthier.
The reason why I started working out, and I already went through this story earlier with Danny and Jacoby, but it was to learn self-defense. I started doing martial arts first. And that really has always been like the main thing for me is that I do want to look better. Like I'm not gonna lie to people and tell people that I don't do like curls, that I don't do squats, that like, oh no, I don't care at all what I look like. Like no, I do. Everybody does.
Yeah, everyone does.
But at the end of the day, what's more important to me is that like, you know, I'm able to like walk around and feel good. Yeah, because I've never been overweight. I was very like blessed genetically to where like I've always been pretty skinny. But when I graduated high school, like dude, if I show you my license right now, take a look at my cheeks, bro. My family's always had chubby cheeks, but I weighed the exact same that I weigh now, and just the difference of how I carried it. Like my cheeks are so much chubbier back then.
Yeah, I see it.
And like I was just chubby. I had a little muffin top. I had more meat on my bones. It didn't make me any worse, but I wasn't a good athlete. You know, I didn't feel good in my skin. Mm-hmm. And now like I have still like I'm not 10% body fat even. I would say I'm probably like 15, something like that, maybe even 20. But like I don't care. I don't care to really cut weight that much. I work out because I like to, you know. I'm not working out to hit new numbers either. Mm-hmm. I stopped looking at my deadlift and how heavy it is or how heavy my back squat is. I stopped looking at all that stuff like forever ago. So
yeah, I feel like if you go into like starting a fitness journey with those ideals of like, oh, I want this to be different about myself. I want this to be different about myself. I want to look like this. I want to look like this. I'm going to do this, this, and this. It kind of overwhelms you. And a lot of time you see people burn out because of it. Yeah. Like they'll be like, oh, I'm going to start this fitness journey. Like you watch. Like I'm going to have a glow up, da, da, da. Mm-hmm. And they end up burning out and not succeeding because they overwhelm themselves instead of, you know, doing it for fun, like starting small instead of just jumping straight into it.
Yeah. I saw this. Dude, I'm on Instagram way too fucking much. Like, you were talking about social media. I'm like, fuck, man.
It's really hard for me. Like, social media affects me so much.
Same.
And I recently, I don't know, everyone should watch it. It's called The Social Dilemma. It's a documentary on Netflix. And it's basically saying the reason why most people feel that way or kind of feel like overwhelmed by social media, even though you don't really realize it. You're like, what can scrolling and tapping a post do to myself? Yeah. But like you're portraying those images in your mind and you're like setting that up as like society standards. So when you don't look a certain way or act a certain way, dress a certain way, literally anything, you feel like you don't belong in society. And also we as humans cannot like interact with that many people, and social media, like we shouldn't have access to what someone does every minute of every day, like every hour. That really messes you up and it drains your social battery. Yeah. So it's like once that's gone, where do you stand? Like you kind of gotta I try to limit myself, but it does not work. But that's my only source of entertainment. I think that's my issue. Like it's really fun sometimes.
It really is. No, it 100% is. It's really fun to use too. Like whenever we like this stuff
is amazing.
This is super fun. This is super fun. And it's super fun to post and share stuff. This feels
like therapy right here. You're just getting out everything.
No, for real. That's another thing that really helped me, like working out in therapy. But my thing with social media is like now I try to just like, because you know how you could train your algorithm?
Yeah.
I try to make it so that everything I look at, like, this is why I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it because this is the only place that I can watch it. So, for example, like inspirational quotes or like views of like mountains that are in like Wisconsin or like whatever, or like fight highlights, like stuff that I like. I'm like, okay, if I click this app and I open it, it's specifically to watch this, and then I'm done. You know?
Yeah, instead of just blindly clicking away and clicking away.
Yeah.
That's what social media is meant for you to do, is like spend most of your time on there. You know, there's ads, sponsorships, all this. Like, people want to gain a following, obviously. And I feel like at that point it becomes a little too toxic for like one single person.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's okay to take a break. Even if it's I actually deleted like Snapchat and Twitter, so I don't even have those on my phone anymore. And I try to limit myself. Well, mostly just I don't go on Instagram too much, but I kind of just have Instagram for work, you know.
Yeah.
Just to view our stuff, like promote our own stuff.
Exactly.
But I think TikTok is like a new app. I know it's new for some people, but that's just like my age group right there.
Yeah.
But that's really toxic to me too, because these 60-second videos literally can limit my patience so much.
Yeah, because you're just used to the instant gratification.
Yes. And it's just crazy to me because I notice myself sometimes in like conversations or watching a show or anything, a movie. I literally started a new movie today on Netflix and I could not finish it because I wasn't instantly like intrigued by it. I literally just exited out of it and I was like, okay, I'm not even going to bother. And I just think it's so easy to just, I don't know, it's just very toxic sometimes. And I try to limit myself, but it's a work in progress. Yeah,
no, and that's all of it is just progress. You know, you can't ask for perfection. You can cut social media off cold turkey, but is that going to cure your anxiety? Is that going to like make you 100% better like today? No, you got to still put the work in. I remember why I brought up social media, and we're going to circle back to that. But real quick, this camera has a 30-minute time limit on it before it just automatically cuts off. So we're going to stop this recording.
Cool.
Or we're at least going to pause the camera and reset it. So enjoy this quick break.
Ooh, commercial break.
Yeah, exactly. We'll put in music right here. No, we're good, dude. This is all gold. So, okay, we're back from our little commercial break. I just want to, I'm going to circle back to why I brought up social media. I want to show you this page called You Look Like a Man.
Oh my God.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's made by this lifter whose name is Maddie Forberg.
Okay.
Damn it. How do you spell it?
Her last name?
No. Oh, don't tell me I can't find it. I probably should have pulled it up before. You look.
Found it.
You found it? Okay.
No, maybe not. It's like one. Oh, I found it. Chelsea. No. Why do so many people have this account? Chelsea Man? No.
No.
Why do so many people have this username though?
I don't know. Maybe this is why we're on social media so much, because we're always looking for like what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Like the majority of it, we're just lost.
So I found a hashtag. I haven't found the account.
Yeah, let me see if I could find the account. Because I found the hashtag too. Well, basically, all right, we'll just talk about it then because I can't find it.
Yeah, it's fine. I kind of get the idea from the
hashtag. So the crux of this page is all the crappy stuff that guys say to women online about, you know, working out. And it was made by this female lifter who, like, if you were to see her on the street, you'd be like, whoa, she's like
buff.
Not just buff, but like super pretty.
Oh.
And so it's like, just how ridiculous is it that we're letting these people who, you know, are just caught up in their own negativity. Like, yeah, this is a girl.
Oh, she is super pretty.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have that page on here in her bio, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, all the time I'll just see like negative stuff on there, and when she posts on there, it's like a long thread of like,
people saying stuff.
Dude, they say the worst stuff, and I'm like, you know, who gets on social media and like enjoys themselves like that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's like there are people like that.
There's people who seriously just want to ruin someone's day, and it's like a lot of the times I've never even had an experience where I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to say something mean about this person, which is crazy because I see so many like horrible comments all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I can't imagine someone just sitting there and going, this would hurt their feelings so bad, I'm going to type it out and hide behind my screen. Which I think that's the thing, is most people are comfortable hiding behind their screen because they know, like, obviously it's just like a double standard, because you would never say those things to someone's face ever. I don't care who you are. Most like 9 out of 10 times that person will not say it to someone's face.
Yeah, no.
You just don't. So why is there such like a double standard of like, oh, it's okay to say on social media, like, and I hate it when that like the person receiving the hate responds back in maybe like a normal way, or just saying like, hey, like that's not okay. And they're just saying it was a joke, calm down, you're overreacting. Yeah. That's one of the most annoying things, because it's like, how am I supposed to perceive that it's a joke when I'm reading it off of a screen? Like, I can't hear your tone of voice. Yeah. I can't see your facial expressions. Like, what did you expect me to take it as? Like, those are hurtful things.
No, and that's the thing with this page too, is it really points out like how like not just mean, but how bad dudes can get in regular gyms, which I completely forgot about, because I've been working out in gyms like this where they hold classes, like martial arts gyms or CrossFit gyms. I've been working out in gyms like this for like the last 5 years or so, you know, 4 years maybe. But even a friend of mine posted on her story that some guy just randomly grabbed her bar while she was benching. And I didn't know.
I see a bunch of videos like that. Like, I'm just on social media and I see a bunch of like ways that men like disrespect women in the gym, and like just to annoy them and kind of get into their nerves. And I just think it's so frustrating, because that's not what you want to experience when you go to the gym.
Yeah. It's just like weird and alien to me, because it's like you would never see that here.
Yeah, it's completely different environment here. It tends to be more like the public gyms with mass memberships and stuff like that. Yeah. But you'll see it a lot of the times like with women who are trying to like heavy lift, or like just working on bettering themselves. Guys will kind of tend to either like be annoying, or kind of get into their personal space that they obviously don't go to the gym to do that. Yeah. Or they'll just do dumb things like that, like how you said they took her bar. Like, that's not what you want to experience at the gym. That's not what anyone would like to go through. Like, you just want to work out. You're there to work out. You don't want to have to face anyone and like confront them about something. So that's frustrating. But I mean, there is times where it's like a misunderstanding or a mistake, but it seems a lot of the time guys like to target women because they feel like they're stronger, or like maybe they feel threatened. I don't know what it is, because I'm not a guy.
It's weird. I don't get it, and I'm a guy.
Yeah,
because you always see like I've been following this page for a minute, and it always like fascinates me, because the defenses are always like, well, it's one of three things. It's like, well, if you don't want to be talked to that way, don't dress that way, or it's
that's the most frustrating thing.
You don't know what you're doing. Here, like, I have all this experience, that's why I'm telling you. Like, it's online coaching.
Yes.
And the third thing is like just them being shitty, like, oh, like you're so riled up over a dumb little comment on the internet, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? It's weird, because it
just feels like at that point like territorial, like everyone can have the chance to like lift or work out or exercise, and they shouldn't be bashed for it. I understand like constructive criticism, like, hey, your form's not the best, like here's some tips, but
that's a coach's job. That's not your job.
That's not a random person's job who just works out. Like, and also it's like, also at the same time, people don't post like videos of them working out or like to receive unsolicited advice. Like if they wanted advice, they'd be like, hey everyone, leave tips down below.
Yeah.
But they obviously don't say that, and I just think it's crazy to me like that people are automatically in their mind like, she's wrong, I need to tell her something.
Yeah, and I've been guilty of doing that as a coach, like before, like because I'll go online. I used to see people like lifting videos, and I'd be like,
but I feel like it's an instinct at that point.
Yeah, but it's an instinct that you gotta like control and curve and learn like the time and place for it. Whereas like I see people do it online and not realize it, and it's like you said, like, dude, we could all be getting along so much better and working out so much better if we just avoided that. Like we do here, you know?
Yeah, you don't want it to ruin the experience.
You know what is weird, though? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. But, like, I will see members correct, like, newbies, and it's completely different at that point.
No, yeah. When I first, started working here and I started, like, joining the workouts, I think it was, like, one workout that we were, like, doing. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I wasn't here for the warm-up. Whatever it was, I wasn't sure how to do the warm-up. And I think it was Josh, because he was, like, in the square next to me.
Yeah, I love Josh. Yeah. Josh always, like, backseat coaches.
Yes. He immediately came next to me and was like, hey, like, try this instead. Like, walked me literally through it. During the warm-up, like, he could have been doing his own warm-up and, focusing on himself. Like, why would he even bother? But no, he came and helped me because he knew I was struggling. And, you were busy, or the coach was busy helping another member. And I wasn't going to go up to, especially because I'm not necessarily a member myself. I'm kind of sit back a little bit. Like, I'm not going to ask for help on top of the people that actually need it. But it was just so crazy to me because, at the gym, like, if you're not sure how to do something, you don't really go up to it like a random person and be like, help me with this.
Or if you do, like, because I remember, like, not really being sure of stuff, and, like, you wait, like, 15 minutes. You're like, should I go? Should I not go? Like, you're in your head about it.
Yeah, you're definitely in your head. But it wasn't even, like, unsolicited advice either. It's like, it wasn't like, why are you helping me? Like, I didn't ask for this. Like, I didn't ask, hey Josh, come help me. No, he literally just stepped up, but he did it in like such a polite and like understanding way that I was like, oh my gosh, thanks. Like, that saved me a little bit. Like, now I can do it right and feel better. Like, that feels better than the way I was doing it.
Yeah. You know what I think it is too is like everybody's on an even playing field on the floor. Like, I've
never like the thing is, when I would go to like regular gyms, like I don't think I went to another gym besides Planet Fitness. But anyways, like when I used to go to Planet Fitness, I did like, I think I had a membership for like a year, and I went like almost every day over summer. And there was times where I would literally leave the gym early or only stick to doing maybe the treadmill because no one could judge you on the treadmill. It's not really hard on the treadmill. But I would try to go do like the weight or the machines, and I would kind of feel judged by certain people. Even though their slogan is like that, there's no judgment, it's a no judgment zone, you're still going to feel judged because people go there and they look at you a certain way. Like, it's just kind of like, you don't want to go there to have people watching about you or maybe like kind of laughing at you, whispering. Like, I've seen other people there doing that to like new people who maybe like, it's kind of obvious that they've maybe never worked out before and they're experimenting with something. And it's just, to me, is like, that's not something that I would want to experience with the gym. And there's times I would just leave the gym because I couldn't deal with it and it would make me like anxious. Here, it literally feels like everyone's so friendly, everyone's so encouraging. I never felt like I was looked at, like, because I don't think I look like I work out. Like, I've worked out moderately. I don't look like I work out at all. But I do work out, trust me. Not amazingly, but I do it. But I never felt like I was like, oh my God, this girl doesn't know what she's doing. Like, she's just a newbie. Like, ignore her. Like, we don't even want to welcome her. Like, that's, ugh. Like, I never felt that way with any of the members. Yeah. Even if I, like, wasn't working here, I notice it with other people who are new members. Automatically, those people, like, you can kind of tell, too, when someone's a little bit anxious to come for the first day and come to the workout. Because, you never know what to expect for the first time. But then as soon as, like, a member will just automatically approach them and be like, hey, this is my name, like, da-da-da-da, like, excited that you're here today, and they automatically like switch to like, oh my God, this is fun.
Yeah.
And everyone gets along, and it makes the workout so much better. 10 times better.
Yeah. Damn, I completely forgot to touch on something you were saying. I completely lost my train of thought.
It'll come when we're like past
Yeah,
it.
like we'll be checking people in tomorrow and be like, oh, dude.
That's what it was.
Yeah. No, but I completely agree. I mean, when I started here, it was the same thing. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, and I had a bunch of people who were better than me at that time who guided me through it. It's not always a coach. Sometimes it's your peers, and I think that's the biggest difference is like when you come to a gym like this, like you're with peers. You're not with, I mean, you are with strangers your first day, but it's like, it's strangers who are all doing the same thing as you. Yeah. It's strangers who are no better than you. I mean, I'm a stranger who's no better than all of you guys, you know? Like, I have more experience.
Yeah,
that's why
it never feels like there's this like environment of like, I've been working out for everyone longer. Yeah. I know how to lift more weight. So like, you all are below me and you listen to what I say. It's never like that. That's
why even when I talk about modifications, like today they had pull-ups, and a bunch of people can't do pull-ups. I don't like to tell people like, oh, if you can't do pull-ups, like do this or whatever. Because like, then people think, oh, I'm cheating. I'm not doing like the harder thing. It's like, no. You're doing what you're able to do for now. Because when you get to my level, you're going to be doing what I'm doing. But everybody starts at your level. Don't worry about, it's not about comparisons. It's not about, oh, Coach Marco's at this level. I'm not as fit as Coach Marco because he's at this level. It's like, no, dude, your level of fitness and my level of fitness are different. But for the life that you've lived, you're right where you need to be, and I'm right where I need to be. I'm not the best coach in the world. I don't know the names of all the movements, but I've been where you're at, so I can get you to, where I'm at. And then
that's what's like crazy about just exercise and working out too, is like everyone starts at the same point. No one is born with this ability to work out amazing and know movements on the top of their head and just be like, no one does like a certain movement perfect the first time. Like they all start in the same position like our members start in. Yeah. And like it's crazy to me because even from my perspective, like working out with some of the members and seeing like, wow, they're great at that movement. And then hearing stories about how they couldn't even do it at all when they first started. Oh. It's just mind-blowing to me because you wouldn't even, like, think that. Like, you wouldn't even notice that.
Yeah. Dude, Angie was like, she pulled me to the side today because they had push-ups. And usually Angie does push-ups from her knees. And she goes, Marco, I'm going to do a strong girl push-up right now.
Strong girl?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, let's see it. And she, like, drove her feet to the ground and did like a perfect push-up. Got her hips up super high too. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. And I thought she was going to stop and she cranked out like 8 more. And I was like, what the, like, where have you been hiding this? Yeah, that's awesome. But it's like, it goes to show that like when you show up consistently, that's what happens. And that's why she's Macho Member of the Month.
Yes, Miss Macho.
Miss Macho.
Shout out to Angie.
Shout out to Angie. I remember what I was going to say now too.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that you do work out very hard. It's just sometimes you wear the wrong shoes.
Yes, that is a common occurrence. It's either Crocs, flat like bottom shoes. And a lot of people don't know this about me, but I literally will like not make an excuse for anything. So if I'm wearing the wrong shoes and it's painful, I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah. Which is why most of the time people don't know when I'm injured until like they physically see that pain like on my face. But I try to like push through things because I'm like, you know what? Like I have to do this. It's a workout. Like I'm gonna get through it. It's gonna like pass eventually. Yeah. Just do it right now.
Like I'm not gonna die.
Yeah, I'm not gonna die or anything. Like let's put it into perspective. I'm not gonna be dead. Like I'm not gonna die from wearing the wrong pair of shoes.
Yeah.
So that's how I think of it.
That's fair. That's a strong way to think, I think. Like that's cool. More power to you. Because as soon as I feel like something's off, I'll be like, nah, this ain't it, Chief. I ain't doing that.
Well, there's my days where, I'll make those excuses. Be like, oh, sorry.
But they're not always excuses, though. Sometimes.
They're not. Yeah. Sometimes they're just,
explanations.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, hey, coach, I didn't I slept like 2 hours last night. So when you...
Yeah, that's not an excuse.
Yeah.
That's like an explanation.
When you come in lacking sleep, you shouldn't expect yourself to be as strong as you would be when you were fully rested.
Is an amazing like step. Like if I slept 2 hours, I would not skip that workout. I'm sleeping.
I'd call in.
Yeah, but the fact that doing anything is better than doing nothing at all.
Yes.
You know? And that's something that helps me too, is like working out with other people. I like have breakdowns when I try to work out at home because I get in my head and I'm not feeling the movement right. Like I don't feel like I'm working out. I'm not getting that burn. I'm not getting like, my heart rate's up, but I'm not breathing super hard. I'm not feeling it in my like muscles or like what I'm targeting. And it frustrates me because I want to work out, but it's like, am I gonna have to do technical
Sorry, I just wanted to adjust my hat.
You're good.
Okay.
Like,
sorry, go ahead.
Am I gonna have to do a 2-hour workout to actually feel worked out? Like that's what it feels like to me, and it's frustrating. But here I feel like I'm actually pushed, and there's other people around me, so I'm like, I can't just be slacking. Like I can't be like, oh, this is hard, I'm just gonna take a break and like not do it, because that's what happens to me at home. So I try to limit myself of what I do at home, mostly resistance bands and running.
I can't get motivated to work out at home at all.
It's so hard, so fresh, which is why I think so many people gained weight over quarantine.
Yeah.
Which, because there's no gyms, you're obviously like home more or less on your feet, eating more because you're at home. But even like those people who do try to do like the workouts at home over quarantine, they weren't seeing like those same results as when you're working out with like a group of people or at a gym.
No, and last year was so depressing, dude.
It was the worst feeling ever.
Worst year for gains, hands down.
It was. It just felt like nothing was like gonna get better.
Yeah. Like it started bad and it's
okay.
I mean, it ended okay.
Yeah, it ended okay. I mean, it's technically not ended.
Yeah.
It's just weird because that type of like stuff became our new normal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we adjust to everything. Like that's just how we are as a human race. But I think the working out part of it was something that everyone had to adjust to because, gyms aren't open and not everyone has weight equipment at their house. Like,
dude, I'll tell you this. We were talking about like depression and mental illness and stuff like that before the podcast. Like, I didn't realize how much of my mental health relies on like working here. Like just having the routine of like coming here and seeing other people and working out, not having that and just being in my room, it was so sad.
It was.
Dude, we did like Zoom classes and I would do the whole workout. Yeah. People wouldn't log on and like after the workout, it's not the same. You see people here when they're done with workouts, like they talk to each other and we all interact and we joke around.
There's none of that on a computer screen.
Yeah. And at your house too. Like my mom wouldn't even join me. I'd be like, Mom, do the workout with me. And she's like, no, está loco.
Yeah, that's the other thing of it too, is just getting used to like the socialization part of that. Yeah. Not everyone is lucky enough to like have that social interaction at home.
Yeah.
And that's why I struggled a little bit too. Like I was getting in like, or I feel like I dropped off the end of the earth because there's a while where I was like in this weird transition stage. I was done with high school, hadn't started college yet. Oh. And I was it was when everything was so crazy and you couldn't go anywhere. And I just hated life. Like I literally hated life. Like I was so upset. I wouldn't talk to anyone the whole day. Like it would just be so bad. And that's when I kind of realized like, oh, maybe I do have like a little bit of some depression right here.
Yeah.
And that's just when my mental health was the worst. And then it got like even worse when I started school because school just overwhelmed me. Yeah. And I was like, this isn't making me happy, but I obviously can't like drop out. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
But it was just frustrating me because I felt like I still feel stuck. Like I just feel like nothing's moving forward to where I want it to go.
And it really sucks because your freshman year of college was COVID.
Yeah. So that was hard. That was an adjustment. I took like maybe 3 college classes in high school, so I knew how like the system worked. I knew how all this worked. But the motivation or like the support like felt by like my teachers, it was not there. Like I didn't make any friends.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I have no one to be like, hey, I'm struggling with this homework. Let's get together and study. It's not like that. It's not even possible because
that sucks, dude.
They don't even talk. Like I'd be put in breakout rooms and no one talks, or like have to do. That's the one thing that gets on my nerves. A bunch of teachers try to do group assignments, and it ends up being that like none of the people do it, and it's just like so frustrating because it's like, are you serious? But hopefully we go back to person.
No, yeah, hopefully, because I was gonna say, man, you talking about that transition from high school to like technically being an adult, man, that was a trip for me too. It was hard. It was hard. I remember I watched Inception and I got like a panic attack because I was like, what is life? You know, it's a real flip on your head if you don't have like a plan, you know, if you don't know. I mean, even if you do know what you're doing, because I knew I was going to community college, but.
No, yeah, I feel like I'm in the same spot. Like, I know what I'm doing. I have my set plan. Like, I'm going to go to school for this many years. I literally have all my classes already planned out for like 3 years in the future.
Life throws curveballs at you.
But yeah, so that's what it was. It just, everything threw me off my track. And then I kind of like started contemplating. And I was just like, is this really like what I want to do right now? Like, I was valedictorian. I was a straight A student.
You were valedictorian?
Yeah.
Dang, congratulations.
Thank you. And I made school my whole life. And looking back on high school, I realized I missed out on so much because I was just always so stressed with school and such a perfectionist. And now that's all like
typical
gone.
Virgo.
Yeah, very Virgo qualities in me.
Anyway, with that, we'll probably have to come by and do this again, man, because this is a good talk. This is a good talk.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. For now, we're going to go ahead and call it a night because Chloe has to get home and eat, and I guess I need to get home and eat. I wish I could just live in this studio.
Just so you have a time frame, it is 9:40 at night, and I haven't eaten yet, so you know, I pushed through this. Yeah,
great job, man. Look at you, pushing through and not complaining. All right, well, this has been Coach Marco.
And Chloe.
And we'll see you at the gym. Bye.
Hey, that's a good slogan.
Yeah, that's my slogan. That's my thing.